Greetings. I'd like to call to order the meeting to announce the 2017 Rookie of the Year odds for Hocker Heron as our trip to Germany is just around the corner. Please join me as we open this meeting. Thank you, Hocker Heron, and welcome to Oktoberfest 2017. Big group of rookies this year, and normally the odds makers get together and we post a written version of the odds. And the odds range from anywhere from 1 in 2 to 1 in 100 to see who will win the coveted Rookie of the Year award. However, this year is a little bit different. We have an abundance of rookies that will be making the annual pilgrimage to Munich to join the Hocker Heron for the very first time, and oh, what a trip it will be. Our slogan is Oktoberfest, you think you know, but you don't know, which couldn't be more accurate. So rather than going individually this year and listing each one of the Rookie of the Year's odds, the odds makers got together in a secret location in the Austrian Alps, and we decided to come up with 4 categories this year for those odds on who will win Rookie of the Year. Each of you has then been placed inside the individual category, and you'll have to duke it out with your fellow division folks that are in the same category as you are. Without further ado, we'd like to start with our very first category, which is the Moss division. Now, as you know, the Moss is one of the most coveted things in all of Oktoberfest. So if your name happens to fall within the Moss division, you are clearly the favorite for the Roy Award for 2017. Anybody that wins out of this division, you're basically a favorite, so don't pat yourself on the back too much. But yes, you have done something, whatever it is, to earn that initial distinction to get in to the Moss division. So in the Moss division, we have the following contestants. Captain, who's a buddy of Bad Monkey. Anybody who's a buddy of Bad Monkey and still decides to come to Oktoberfest is definitely in the Moss division. We have Moonshot, who's a friend of Roy. 40, who's Sanchez's buddy. By the way, 40, next time you should have your nickname be 30, maybe even 25, because at 40, doesn't work so well, even though you spelled it differently. Lemke has been a proverbial Oktoberfester ever since Bloom bought a house up in Tulloch. I feel like Lemke has gone several times, although this will be his very first trip. Hold on. Please hold. That just never gets old. Rounding out the Moss division, we have Mo, who decided to go even though his wife broke her leg. McLovin, I mean, really? A name like McLovin in the tent? You'll be getting a lot of McLovin if you know what I mean. And Teufel Hunden. Now this guy's a badass, he's a Marine, but on top of it, he doesn't realize that his future nickname is going to be Security. So with that, we toast the Moss division. Our second division is almost as coveted as the Moss division. It's the Brat and Sauerkraut division. Now this division is made up of a very unique group of first-time Oktoberfesters. Anybody that's in the Brat and Sauerkraut division has some sort of affiliation with previous Oktoberfesters. So not only have they been warned, not only have they heard the stories, they have still decided to make the annual pilgrimage and thus landed them in the second division. Leading off the Brat and Sauerkraut division is Wizard, who is Leppy's son. We then have Dirty Mike, who's Han's son. We have Big Bastard, Glenn's son. We have Der Steyer, Bloom's niece's husband. We have Copenhagen, boyfriend of K-Back's daughter, making the trip across the pond with only boyfriend status, not married status. Smitty is the son of Charlie, and to round out the Broughton Kraut division, we have Flo, my son. So you can see all these are very formidable folks in the Broughton Sauerkraut division with odds 4-1 to win it all. By the way, the Moss division is at 2-1 currently with Vegas. Now, as we slide further down the odds, it's getting harder and harder to win. We now come to the Schneeberg division, okay? You will come to know what this is. You will come to love it at first, but over time, you may not like it. And God forbid you actually meet the machine that injects this stuff straight into your nose, through your brain, and out your ass before you even know what happens. This is the third division with odds of 25-1. We have Changtastic, who was smart enough to get out of Millennium Tower prior to the tilt, so he has some sort of brains. We have guys like BC and Flea. Flea, look for the very small guy in the group, and you'll find Flea. We have guys like Viper, who still just can't let go of Top Gun, and is very much looking forward to Top Gun 2. Ah, Jester's dead. Rounding out this division, we have Skip. Now listen, far be it from me to say that Skip may not win. We actually had a dance win one year, Rookie of the Year. So who's to say skipping through the tent won't work? But needless to say, this group is clearly not in the favorite category to win it all. And finally, unfortunately, we have the Fish Semmel division. Now those of you who have traveled to Munich with our group know there is nothing worse, nothing nastier, nothing that smells as bad as a fish semmel at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon after several moss. But you just can't help yourself. You have to try it. So the point about the Fish Semmel division is even though your odds are currently 50-1, there's still hope and there's still a chance and you can still fight your way out because yes, even I and Bloom tried a fish semmel about 6 moss in one late afternoon. Only once. Our folks that are in the Fish Semmel division start off with Roger. Roger's nickname is Roger. Roger's main name, real name, is also Roger. Roger, please, come up with a better nickname next time. We have Wheeze and Kiff from Canada. Wheeze, Kiff. No curling, no snow, no hockey. You might want to also reach out to our fellow Canadian that's been on our trip many times, and he can let you in on a little bit about how previous Canadians have fared during our great trek to Munich. Gramps. Dude, Gramps? Really? In the tent? You want to be known as Gramps? You should see 40. You guys can hang out together in the corner while all of the 21 and 22-year-olds are having the time of their lives. Junior. Congratulations on graduating college, but guess what? Those fraternity parties and sorority parties that you went to, those are the A division, buddy. You're now in the big leagues, okay? So this is the real party, and when you get to Munich, you'll know what we're talking about. Port Monster. This is about beer, buddy. It's all about beer. Although I do think that there is a tent where you can get port and wine, but I would suggest you tread very carefully in that tent because I'm not quite sure what type of patrons like to go to that tent. Hermana and Mikey O. 10 years to make a decision to finally come to Oktoberfest? It took you 10 years? It took me 10 minutes to say I'm in, and I've been going for 15 years. If you guys are going to scrape up from the bottom, you have to be quick decision makers, on your feet, and ready to go. So with that, those are the odds for 2017. I wish all of the Rookies of the Year potentials good luck. Seek out advice, seek out help, seek out Frauleins, seek out whatever it is you need to do in order to win the coveted Rookie of the Year. some things that may help you along your way in your journey are these. I'm not going to go into any great detail, but seek out the Wiley veterans who have these, because these babies are as good as gold. Another thing that might help and always seem to end up on every Rookie of the Year are these glasses. Stylish, electronic, and you can set them however you like. So you can get them to buzz, blink, flash, and inevitably at some point the entire Team Chicago team will have these on, blinking with no shirts on in the tent. Guaranteed. Good luck, Prost, and I wish everybody safe travels, and we'll see you in Munich.